Yo guys, welcome to another review today. As you can see, I am reviewing Little Yellow Book from Season 9 of Spongebob SquarePants. Now, before I get into this, you guys have been smashing it up on my Spongebob review, so I thought I'd get another one out there for you guys. And I've seen lots of people review this episode, and I was like, okay, I'll watch this episode and see what's going on. I watched it, and I know what's going on. Without further ado, let's get into this review, and I'll tell you what's wrong with this episode. So, we start off at the Krusty Krab, and if you know Season 9, you know, the Krusty Krab, it's going to be a bad episode. Anyway, it starts off with the Krusty Krab. Squidward finds out that SpongeBob has a diary. And the first thing I noticed was the diary was blue, and the title's Little Yellow Book. Interesting. Anyway, Squidward finds that out and really wants to read SpongeBob's diary. So he sends SpongeBob to do basically go and deliver something, which is a false destination. So Squidward starts reading the diary, and everyone's reading it with him. Some weird stuff in SpongeBob's diary with him clacking like a chicken and everything, but yeah. Anyway, we find out that SpongeBob's spatula is called Fifi. And here, do you remember back in the day when Patrick and SpongeBob were friends? Well, it's lucky that Patrick is not in the plot a lot, because otherwise he'll completely destroy this episode. Well, I mean, it's rubbish anyway, but you know. So Patrick knows that his spatula is called Fifi, so he's like, why don't you whip me up a patty with good old Fifi? So then SpongeBob runs out of the Krusty Krab crying. Squidward goes home, and no taxis are taking him home. No people, oh, you mean old diary reader, and the police find him on the bench, and they find out, well, they know he's a mean old diary reader. And his house gets taken away. So yeah, his house gets taken away, and obviously then the police find him. They lock him up in this thing in the outside, you know, where you've got your head and arms in the little wooden thing. And everyone's chucking tomatoes at him, the classic SpongeBob thing. Patrick comes up to him and he's like, oh, you mean old diary reader and everything. And Squidward says that Patrick was reading it as well. Like about a thing about this episode as well is that everyone blames Squidward, even though they were reading it as well. So that's annoying. Anyway, SpongeBob comes up and Squidward says, you have to forgive me. SpongeBob actually publishes his book, but then Squidward finds out that SpongeBob has a personal diary, and when SpongeBob turns around, Squidward takes it and starts reading it, and the episode ends off with Squidward just saying, oh, this is totally worth it, when they're all chucking vegetables at him. So literally the characters have learned nothing in this episode, which is nice to see. Great. Anyway, what I think of this episode. Squidward. You think Squidward is the character which you just can't hate. But you watch this episode, you get a whole new perspective. Squidward in this episode is the worst you've ever seen. In April Fool's, when Squidward plays a prank on SpongeBob, he realizes he's gone too far and he apologizes to SpongeBob. But they've taken it to a whole new level in this episode, where Squidward doesn't apologize for anything, and at the end He's happy he's reading SpongeBob's personal diary. So literally nothing is learned. Great for kids. Anyway, I guess you guys kind of find out already that this is a bad episode. This is so terribly bad. Though this is a kind of play on April Fool, but done a lot worse. So they take a concept of an old episode which is good, and then they tear it apart. These new writers are awful. Stephen Hilger might be back, but he cannot fix this crap. It's so bad. It is so bad. This episode just shows you how bad SpongeBob's gotten. So yes, a bad episode. This episode just makes you hate Squidward. And that's my final review. This episode is terrible. Trying to teach a lessons to kids, and then the characters don't even learn from it in the end. And I know this is a cartoon, but how does reading someone's diary and making fun of it get your house taken away, get you police on you and taxis not taking you anywhere? How does everyone find out? I know it's a small town, but what is that logic? Anyway guys, that's my final review. This is a terrible episode. If you want to watch it and find out, Squidward is just so obnoxious and just, it actually kind of annoys you in this episode. Go ahead. But yeah, I'll see you guys on another review. Peace.